Is going on, guys? Taylor Stuber with LocksDFS.com, bringing you my locks and sleepers for this Saturday NBA slate. I believe it's 8 games. Right in my wheelhouse. I like the 6 to 9, 6 to 10 game slates. Those are my favorite. Anything less, anything more is whatever to me. But we win those nonetheless. Anyways, we won yet again last night. I know some of my members were kind of worried about us winning last night, but we had the late night hammer with De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, Willie Cauley-Stein, and Derek Fox coming back. Ended up crushing the cash line by like 20 points, 15, 20 points. We've won 11 of the past 12 slates. It's crazy. I think Addy's won 15 of the past 16 or 14 of the past 16 NHL slates. So if you come check us out, we have week passes, month passes. We have an all-access pass on LocksDFS.com for a month, and you get NBA, NHL, NFL, soccer, college football, college basketball, which we've won all 3 slates that we've played already. Absolutely just killing everything. Members are making a ton of money. But as always, please follow me on Twitter at Taylor Stuber. And this is my promise today. Anyone who follows me today, I will follow you back. And then I will answer all your questions around lock time tonight. And everything is pretty much the same. So let's just get into it. A couple of games stood out to me as soon as I looked at this slate. Obviously, if you know me, it's this Kings and Lakers games. We'll talk about that later. But the first player I want to talk about is Wendell Carter Jr. I don't know when they're going to appropriately price him over here on DraftKings. Sitting at 6.3K. Over his last 5 games, he's averaged 41 fantasy points, and he's playing the Cleveland defense that's dead last in defensive rating. And if you go to points in the paint, they're sixth to last in the league and giving up points in the paint. And that's where Wendell Carter Jr. eats. And the reason that he's starting to do very well now is just because it's really, well, at the beginning of the year, he was having a rough starting because, first of all, they didn't even start him at the beginning of the year. Then he was dealing with foul trouble, and then his usage wasn't even there. He was like scared to shoot, but his usage is up to just over 20% now. Jabari Parker in the lineup helps him out just because he helps spread out the court for him, get some easier shots. And he's playing Tristan Thompson. If you just saw, Tristan Thompson just got bullied by a guy like Steven Adams, who is a kind of a similar skill set to Wendell Carter, just like a tough, long dude. I'm not going to say the Jokic thing, but I probably get sued. Anyways, so I like Wendell Carter Jr. And then the other game that I was looking at was this. It's in the same game of this Cleveland Bulls game. George Hill is out. Chetty Osman is out. And so is Sam Decker. And the first thing that came to mind when people saw that George Hill was out was, I want Colin Sexton. And Colin Sexton sucks. Like, he's bad. He's not a good basketball player, at least right now. He's only 19 years old. I avoided him last time, and it was annoying to me that he got 20 fantasy points because they were undeserved. He had 42 minutes, which is like something I wasn't expecting. I was expecting him to get maybe like 31, 32 minutes, but the whole game he was in foul trouble, and then he got hurt at the end of the third quarter and came back in and still played 42 minutes. It's ridiculous. Larry Drew's backing him up. So if he's going to get 40 minutes, I guess it's hard to fade him, especially against a Bulls team, which I've talked about how bad the Cleveland defense is. The Bulls are right behind them, 25th in the league in defensive rating. So they're just as bad. It's going to be matched up with a guy like Zach LaVine, who might be the worst defender in the entire league. So I think Colin Sexton is not that bad of a play just because of the minutes that he's given. But the guy I'm really wanting to play is Jordan Clarkson. Jordan Clarkson with Chetty Osman, George Hill, and Decker out this year averages 1.17 fantasy points per minute. He played, I believe, 32 minutes last game. Go over here, popcorn machine. He played 32.9 minutes, almost 33 minutes. His usage rate is 28%. It blows everyone else out of the water. Everyone else sits at like 20% or less. So like when he's on the court, he's running the offense. He's going to shoot. And he's like the same price as as Sexton. Let's look. Clarkson's 5.1K. Sexton point guard only. Sexton's 4.9K. If you're only playing one of them, you play Jordan Clarkson, and you don't think twice about it. But I do understand playing both in this game against Chicago, just because the defense is so bad, and they will both get a plethora of minutes. Another guy in here that I don't think no one's really talking about. If you see when Cedi Osman got hurt right here, at 609, the direct replacement for him was Larry Nance. He came in, played I can't read, 6 minute 9 second. So he played 11-minute stint in the first half. After that, came in, started the second half, played for 8 minutes, 38 seconds. Then the game was kind of just a blowout, and then they kind of cut the lead, and so they brought him in at the end of the game. But I think he was well on pace for 30-plus minutes. We know how active he is on the court when he's out there. It's really just going to be the Larry Nance and Jordan Clarkson show tonight. They both average well over 1 fantasy point per minute. So I like both those guys a lot. I prefer both of them over Colin Sexton. But then again, I mean, it sounds awful playing through these Cavs in a cash lineup, but we'll see how the day progresses. I mean, the Kings came through for us last night, and there's reason for it, man. I keep going back to them, and it's because of this pace. They just overtook the Hawks in pace. They're now first in the league. They're facing the team that's in the Lakers that's third in the league. Neither team plays defense whatsoever, and both teams are pretty efficient on offense, so it's going to be a very high-scoring game. And I was tweeting yesterday. I tweeted this out earlier in the day. Since Hield, Cauley-Stein, and Fox have been given consistent minutes, they have absolutely ate. Here's what they've done in games with at least 30 minutes. Fox, 41.43 points, fantasy points per game. Hield, 41 fantasy points per game. Cauley-Stein, 40.65 fantasy points per game. They're given consistent minutes. And last night, Fox got over, I think he scored 42. Hield and Cauley-Stein were 7-8 or 6 or 7 points behind 40 points. But that was only because they were in foul trouble the entire game. And Cauley-Stein didn't even reach 30 minutes. Hield's been playing 39 minutes, only got 32 minutes this game. I'm telling you, if this game stays close and they can stay out of foul trouble, they're going to get over 40 fantasy points, and they barely rose their price. And with everyone, there's a bunch of injuries to the top players today, so I might just end up going back to the mid-range today. Worked out yesterday. I think it'll work out today. I like those guys. So my locks of the day are Jordan Clarkson, De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, Wendell Carter Jr. I might fit in Willie Cauley-Stein. It's kind of tough since Tyson Chandler's there now. Good matchup for him. And, probably Colin Sexton. I'll probably fall into playing him. But as always, if you want to ask me some questions, follow me on Twitter at Taylor Stuber. Always willing to answer questions. I'll make sure to get to these guys right now. So I hope you guys do well tonight. And until next video, peace.